Hello, welcome to I'm messing up. Purdue Steel versus Mesa, Colorado Mesa University Gold.
hmm I'll be casting along with Viper today. My name's JJoka9, better known as Joey though. And excited to get into it.
And
The
it looks
first band comes out as Lucio, I believe.
on a Lijiang Tower.
hmm That's definitely like a pretty reliable ban on Lijiang Tower if you aren't like if you don't want to mirror an enemy comp because it kind of immediately messes up any idea for like a fast moving comp. So I mean, it looks like Flaminator's on tank, and I know he's a big ball fan, so they could look to shut down the ball with the response ban.
And it looks like we also have a sim ban.
They respond with Sim.
Uh, Purdue picked. I thought I read Purdue picked sim originally. Oh no,
Uh,
they picked sim. Colorado
hmm.
picked sim, and then Purdue picked Lucio. Got it. I was reading names wrong here. I don't know.
I mean, since profiles are required to be open, we can kind of inspect here and see that Radiant probably wants to play Ramatra. I don't see, or he could also look to go for like a Domina angle or Sigma, or even like he has actually a pretty big pool now that I look at it. Um, so that's kind of explains why they didn't want to target ban the tank or anything. So
Yeah. Also, Sim is really good on this map because you can teleport, especially in gardens and in
hmm
just to point easier, and just teleporting out of spawn is really great too.
hmm
And with that, it looks like we are about to get started here.
hmm into the lobby.
Yep.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Initiating
They
match.
did not give me all spec, so
Oh, I can.
could you stream so I could
Yeah,
I could see what's happening?
there you go.
Thank you. I'm just gonna reference this, I think, to see what's going on.
Ready for battle.
And it looks like the Flaminator are coming out on Zarya here. Shrubby on Cassidy, Royal Trickster on Venture. And then we have a Kiriko, Ice Cream. We have Ice Cream on Kiriko and Frog on Juno. Wow, I'm having a hard time today. It's been a long day.
I can tell.
Four,
And then we are having
So,
Radiant on Ramatra.
one.
hmm definitely some
Round one. Capture
interesting comps here. I think the Lucio ban definitely enables the Juno play for both these teams. They've kind of both agreed to play Juno, Kiriko. Um, the big difference is going to be that Purdue Steel has a pretty clear win con to play around with bubbling the Venture into these fights. And the ring comes out. Vendetta's coming around the side. They have to look for something, man.
The objective is now active.
Ventures in. finds Juno. And so far, the fight is looking like it's gonna go to Colorado Mesa.
Double kill. Team kill.
Purdue almost with that cap there.
Oh yeah. It was a pretty close fight. I think that they just struggled to get something going before the Venture eventually came around the side and sort of called out their backline.
They may be able to get the pick on Pyrat here. They may be able to get the pick on Winter Storm. Flaming are having a little bit of trouble keeping charge here, though. And Cage able to take out Flog here.
I just realized I was muted.
You're good.
Quick fight comes out for Purdue after they get that pick on the bend.
Able to get a pick on the Tracer here, which is going to lead to a bit of a stagger, but Tracer will be able to come back pretty quick with some blinks, so...
Yeah, when you look at this fight, you really think about these rushes and rays here, and how they come out is probably going to make a big impact. They might open grab, though. It's going to find the Juno and the Tracer. The Ray might be a bit of an overinvestment with such a fight win there. But they will still choose to invest a Vendetta ult, which is going to give them a much better ult economy than if they hadn't. Leaving Purdue in a pretty good spot. The big things to think about going into this next fight are probably these Kiriko ult for Purdue and how they use it with the Venture ult. I'd like to see them open Venture. Oh, they have a nice pinch on the right. They're just chasing this ram in. They're gonna look for more. They might have the stable. Both DPS are on point. The bubble's on the Venture. They're gonna look to push back in.
Able to take out
They do
Pyrat
find
here.
the Venture. That's a nice cleanup there for Purdue. It does leave them though at an ult disadvantage, considering that Colorado Mesa hasn't used his support ult for 2 fights in a row. They're gonna have to find something creative here to win this fight. I like this angle with the Venture up top. The Noon comes out. Doesn't find. Oh shit.
Able to get
Does
one.
find someone. And Flaminator finds the Tracer. Gonna look to come back to point here. If the team can just stable, this is really strong. They're gonna try to burn this. Oh, 1%, or not 1%. Really close to his ult though. And it's just cleanup now. Looking for the Kiri. And that's a very creative fight win for Purdue, just playing to bubble that cast and absorb as much pressure on the engage as they can. And the cast ult is pretty good into Ray, since it denies Juno from flying around, so...
Honestly, a great first map here.
It was very well played, and I think that they leveraged the Lucio ban really well with the comp they tried to play.
See, I'm wondering if we're going to see any switch-ups on the side of Colorado here, though.
They do opt for an M-Ray, which adheres to the meta certainly, very strong right now. But I think that in this map in particular, the Ramontra will be really strong in this hallway.
Round 2.
It'll be hard to get past that as Zarya. It's like playing in the first choke all the time.
Send them back
Venture. Way out on the right. They're gonna look to push their main, but it's not super organized. Unfortunately, they lose too. Just trying to stable. Maybe find the Venture on the way out. Does not happen. I mean, I think going into these fights, Purdue needs to more deliberately try and send their Venture, like, with the bubble into the team. I felt like Royal Trickster was out on the side, which would be pretty good, except it leaves them vulnerable to getting walked on by this Ramastra. Speaking of which, the fight starts and Ramastra finds the Venture. Zarya's stuck in the corner. But they are stable, and they find their Ramastra, giving them a nice opening here. If they can just get this Venture out of their backline, then they should stable. But it was not meant to be.
Team kill.
The Venture will be slow returning to this fight. So, Purdue has an option to make something happen early.
Try harder.
There comes the ring. Venture's in on the right.
Seeing a Vendetta ult come out, but get no one.
Vendetta does not connect, and they find the Vendetta. Trickster is in. They just have this Juno Ray up now to deal with. Unfortunately, the Ramastra is really deep. And Shelby pulls off the map. But the fight is going okay, actually.
Огонь по готовности.
Grab is used.
Aw, that's really unfortunate if you're Purdue. They're gonna have to make something happen with this Ray probably and just run in. They don't have a lot of time. Ray comes out.
Shit.
Vendetta's in. Kick died. Purdue is really strong if they could get the point. But it's gonna be hard. And just does not happen. What do you think of that? What do you think of that round?
I think the Ramatra was just kind of able to keep pushing forward on Purdue, and then the Vendetta in the back made things very hard for Purdue, because Vendetta was just really diving the supports and casts there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
mean, you're fine.
we are seeing that switch up on the side of Purdue to try to help with that Vendetta using that chain by Mizuki.
And that could definitely make a difference here because they've been definitely struggling with these engages. There's just not a lot of peel from the front line if they aren't able to make something happen first. The dig comes out. They will look for something early. Does not make it to the backline, but the Vendetta does die, the Mizuki proving effective. If Zarya is so close to living, but Emre just finds so much value there. Oh, they do find the carry. Can we clean this up? We do. That is a clutch play.
Ooh, that was unfortunate.
Oh, and that is unfortunately a tragic play now. It was so close. They really did a good job there, but it just couldn't make it happen.
A nice Zarya bubble onto the Kiriko there.
It was a great Zarya bubble. This ram is just getting so deep in these fights. Really makes it hard to sort of keep your Zarya alive here. And they will opt to switch to Diva, which
And
is
Tracer.
a switch I like, but it can be hard to play. We'll see what they do with it.
But with the lack of a sim here as an option, Diva might go a little uncontested here.
That is true. Ramasha's coming really low on the front. They look like they might back out. Purdue does try and get out, but unfortunately gets demeched. Going into this next fight, you have to sort of think about what angles we want to control. I hope they know that this M-Ray ult is coming up, because that's a big one to work around.
Especially with that Emery ult being a game-changing ult here, too.
They just walk on the D.Va, but the D.Va does get out.
Vendetta ult gets flogged here.
Finding the channel. Oh, and that is a brutal fight if you're Purdue.
Purdue seeing if Tracer can maybe touch here. Oh, Tracer falls.
They do find a Tracer though. And yeah, I mean,
That was hard. It looked like they just really kept the tempo up on Colorado Mesa, and it made it really difficult for Purdue to sort of get established and space around the map and get through these chokes.
Огонь по готовности.
I messed up the scoreboard here. Whoop.
Flaminator,
it does get to play the game, but unfortunately,
it's not on a one map. It was not completely one-sided though, obviously, since they
took one. We'll see how these team rosters adjust with these next bans. I do believe that Purdue Steel enjoys playing these Juno comps, so
I do think.
see.
Go ahead.
I think that if Colorado Mesa turns out to be
a Lucio team, that might give them a new challenge to deal with, but they shouldn't run into any other maps like Lijiang, where the chokes are just so strong for Matcha to play in, that it makes it hard for them to sort of play what they want to play instead.
I definitely think a Ramatra ban might come out just to save a tank too here.
Yeah, especially since Purdue Steel wanted to play the Zarya comps. The Ramattra is kind of a big issue if you're
A huge fan of Zarya comps, so getting rid of the Ramattra could be really strong to enable them
playing around this like Zarya venture, possibly.
It makes me feel better whenever I can see like the color difference of Purdue being like the yellow and then the other team being red, especially when they're like when Purdue's away.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
And we're seeing
Oh, they picked
Esperanza.
Esperanza.
They could be looking to play the D.Va here.
What do you think about that?
I think a D.Va would be good, especially to be able to. I felt like their supports on the side of Colorado kind of went uncontested a lot during the map.
Yeah. They just really struggled to get around the Ramattra, and a D.Va could help them with that. Especially on this map where the map geometry really enables D.Va to take advantage of the high ground. I do know Flaminator is also a ball player though. We could see that come up on this map as well. Both of those options sort of give them the ability to hit deeper into these teams, which they just weren't able to put together last match.
I think with the D.Va, and then they might need just someone or something to dive the back line.
I'd like to see like the Tracer come out again from Chubby possibly, even if maybe it was just for touch that last time. I think he could go really well with setting up sort of a Tracer ball or Tracer D.Va dive.
We're getting a Czar ban here. And a ban on Emre by Purdue here.
Okay. So far, that leaves both the comps we've sort of talked about in play. We'll see if they end up going with it, though.
I do like the ban on Emre here, just because Emre can, like, get his ult so quick.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that Emre just feels.
Super strong right now, I think. I think most teams have agreed that he's the best hit scan you can pick at the moment. So just not having to play against that can really free up some of the pressure around the map that he would otherwise put out. And his ult
Is just a fight win. Really hard to play around it.
I mean, watching Purdue varsity last night, um, they were able to get that Emreal 2 times in a Servasa fight. In that first point fight, which it completely changed the tides of the fight by having that Emreal.
Yeah, that is crazy. But the numbers Emre puts up can also just be so big that that's how you see stuff like this. I mean, he's just hard to play into. He does so much damage. So it's definitely nice to see him out if you're anyone who doesn't play him.
Initiating match.
So yeah, we'll see what Purdue ends up locking in here. I think I'd like to bet that it will be a ball comp. What about you?
I think the ball comp, but I also am hoping for a diva comp here. I really like the diva.
Yeah, I do approve of diva comps a lot. I think both of them could be really strong for them here. I think it'll actually come down mostly to if they decide to play, or who they decide to play on flex here, and playing around how deep that character can sort of hit.
Ready.
Oh, we are seeing the ball.
It does look like the ball comp.
Going with a tracer and a venture. So the tracer to hopefully get in that backline, and then we're seeing a Wuyong and Juno.
Oh
And we're
yeah,
seeing
this is a very interesting matchup because if you're the Ramattra team here, there's not a lot for Ramattra to sort of walk on unless they can get all the way to the Wuyong, you know. And they have like Lucio and Juno, so that's Jucio comp, right? They have double speed. We're gonna see this like front line for Colorado Mesa really try and walk, but with this double flex ball comp, they might not find anything. It's gonna be really hard to play this comp into it. And the Juno's pretty susceptible to getting dived for Colorado.
Playmaker diving the high ground here, forcing Harat off the high ground as well as Prune.
Mikenji's falling quite low. I don't think he has deflex left. The ball hit connects. They don't find anything though. Ventures in. Juno's low. They do find the Juno and the Soj. Just trying to burn this Ram now. And it's looking like a good fight for Purdue. Just gotta get this Genji off point. And it does connect. And that is a very convincing first fight win. I really like the idea behind this comp, and I think it would be really hard for Colorado Mesa to sort of make their comp work into this without some changes. They do swap to Reaper though, which will sort of give them more pressure on burning the ball. We see the Chaser staged on his far left.
We see their Juno kind of out of place here. Gets
They
punished
do
for
find
that.
Juno. Looking for the Soj next. Or maybe the Lucio. They do find the Lucio. Fight is good so far.
And able to get the Soj
Unfortunately,
here.
no supports left for Purdue. They're going to try and keep fighting. Oh, and that's an unfortunate false spawn.
Able to take out the Reaper here.
Yeah, this stall is really good for them. They're just delaying this fight, but they do need to get out. They do make it out. Falls in with mines. Slams back on. Soj really low, can't Tracer find it? They have this bench roll to work with. They might opt to just use it. Ram does find the Wuyong.
Able to get Ram down here though.
Tracer looks for Juno. Juno's half. Juno's one. Maybe
Able
able
to
to
get Ram.
find it. They do find it. And the Ram's gone. This Reaper ult does find the Venture though. But it's nice cleanup for Shelby.
Feeling okay?
Looking at this ult economy, I think that Purdue really needs to make something happen by using Ray first. Or otherwise they're gonna slowly just lose the beat and everything, so.
Yeah. They need to force out beat here, too.
Juno's half really chunked. They
Able to
do get
force out
beated,
beat.
though.
This ends.
The Ray comes
now.
out. They're looking for the Sojourn point. Sojourn, she is so low, and it does find it. Pulse doesn't connect. Juno's really low though. Unfortunately, this fight might go the way of Colorado Mesa as Purdue is sort of regrouping.
Purdue
They do still have the Wu Yang ult to work with.
also coming up on the ball ult here.
Mm-hmm.
The
These
ball's
second
still
lines could be
alive.
Really important. Wu Yang ult comes out on the ball. The Juno's down. She does get found. Slam comes in. Reaper no fade on the point.
Ooh, Ramatra ult coming out, taking out both supports on side of Purdue.
Purdue might just steal the point here. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work though.
Made Ramatra kind of get rid of his ult there though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing left on the board for Colorado Mesa. It's gonna be difficult for them to take this forward spawn if Purdue manages to contest it. The mines come out before they get it. And Reaper has no fade already. They're opting to go on the Ramatra though.
Mine's able to take out Lucio there.
Mm-hmm. And that is a very convincing fight win. They just had high ground advantage and converted it into a nice win there. They're gonna keep chasing for more cleanup. No Suzu, Reaper no TP, no fade.
They did force Mesa to switch over to Kiriko here.
They're gonna give up on their Juicio dreams. I mean, Purdue is pretty healthy here. They can find an opening, but it looks like ball gets forced out early. And actually found by the Tracer.
Enemy forward spawn deactivated.
Reaper no fade, could die here. And hopefully Purdue just backs up. They do opt to touch the point. And the ball is back. They do find the Kiri. And the Lucio. Unfortunately, this Reaper ult does come out, but Purdue is going to stable. They just need to hold on to this forward spawn as long as possible.
Ooh, that was a nice ball. Nice kill.
Yeah.
I thought the
And
ball
they
got
do
it.
hold. They're still gonna keep the lead here, which is gonna make a big difference in how they approach this next fight now that they already have forward spawn.
Purdue
And
coming
they
in with
have a
3 ults.
big ult advantage here. Mine's almost up as well. Almost 5 ults. As long as they go first here, in theory they should win. They just have to get through this beat. Big ball roll. Gonna mess up their position. Tracer's one. They just need to use something and open this fight up. And Ram is split off by the mines. Will get beaten though. Unfortunately, they find the Juno.
And the Wu Yang.
That's really bad for Purdue to go lose a fight with such an ult advantage.
Eliminator and Rotrix are able to try to contest here.
The Kiri does have no TP, no Suzu.
Ooh, and that's gonna be a little bit of a stagger here. Royal Trickster.
And the Ray comes out. They're gonna look to fight this. Reaper no fade. Ball's on it with the slam. Does find the Reaper. And Purdue is gonna just walk out here and take back the middle space. They still have 2 ults to work with, but it's not as one-sided as last fight should have been for them.
We see the Kiriko Rush come out, as well as Wu Young ult.
Trey 1! Oh, that would be so close. They
Ooh.
do find the Kiri. Reaper no fade, looking for the Lucio. They do kind of panic mines here. This could set them up to lose forward spawn, which is at a really bad time.
Able to take out that Reaper who has Death Blossom here, which is a good thing for Purdue here.
Yeah, Purdue is definitely stabling. If they can just hold on here, they're in a decent position, but it's going to be a hard fight to win when Colorado Mesa has 4 ults to nothing. They're going to look for this Lucio deep. They're really running him down. Pulse comes out, doesn't connect to anything. They find the Lucio, no beat available. Tracer low. They're just looking to stable out this Ramasha form. Ramasha's ult is out. The slam comes in. Reaper no fade, going for the mini. They find him. They're just looking to clean this up. Lucio comes back with the beat. This next slam should have a good chance for them to hit something. Ball rolls back to point.
Going into overtime here.
Oh, and they find the Lucio. Tracer's looking for the Wu Young though. No re.
They just
This
can't
point
have
is still moving though.
they just can't have that Reaper get back because that Death Blossom could change the tide for Purdue here.
Kiri's 1 on point. Almost to mines. We do have Pulse up. And almost Ray up. This Ray will be very important in this last fight. The Ray comes out towards point. Reaper Death Blossom does find the ball. They're so close to losing lead. Ventural does find the Reaper. Somehow holding on. Kiri's nothing. Kiri goes down. Lucio half. And the ball does find the Ramasha and the Lucio. However, they now have to move back to the other side. I don't know if they're aware that they are still in overtime for a reason.
Yeah, they're at like the perfect tie scenario here.
They need to hunt this Reaper down if they want to. That's a really good opening for Purdue here. Unfortunately, going kind of deep on ball, but the hook does not connect. They're going to look to burn this hog maybe, and they don't touch! It's a C9 from Colorado Mesa for a Purdue victory.
What a crazy game.
That was really, really close towards the end.
That was definitely one of the wildest overtimes I've ever seen. It did not have to be this close. I felt like Purdue unfortunately gave up a fight they should have won probably with an ult advantage. But they're just so good at holding on to this point. I feel like every fight for Colorado Mesa, even when they won, was never like a definitive win. They never really had just any opportunity to make real progress on the point.
I honestly think that was the most even map of push I have ever seen.
I would agree.
It's either one side dominates right from the beginning, pushing really far, and then the other team has to make it up. I've never seen it like that. Where it was
just back and forth that whole match.
Thinking about the bands that are going to come out next, maybe a Tracer band, but both teams do like that Tracer.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they'd probably be happy to just keep playing the Tracer. We will see these bans. I wouldn't be surprised if they banned the ball. I don't think they had a great way to deal with it. And also that protect bans them, or protect bans the Ramatra for them if they want to go a map where that would work.
That's true. They do. Colorado Mesa does have the choice of map here, though.
Mm-hmm. If I had done some homework, I could probably guess where they wanted to go. But just going off of this Ramatra pick, I'm expecting something a bit more brawly. I don't really think they're going to look to pick anything with high ground. Um, so that leaves not
That many maps left in the pool, considering they've already done push and they've already done.
control center.
The choices we have. I think they could do something on Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they could do hybrid, Blizzard World, Eichenwald, or Midtown, Flashpoint, Atlas, or New Junk City, or Escort, Havana, Shambali, or Jibby. Maybe both of these Flashpoint maps might be a good choice for them if they're looking to play Ramatra again. But also the Midtown could be really strong for them as well.
Yeah, I don't see Havana being chosen as it doesn't seem like either one of their DPS really play many snipers here.
Mm-hmm. Both teams do seem to be fans of these flex DPS picks, with the Reaper Tracer and the Tracer Venture. But it also is hard to play if okay, they do go Flashpoint and they ban the
Venture. So that does leave them open to getting Ramatra banned away, which has been their only hero so far. We might see a Zarya comp come out, with the Ramatra taken out.
Yeah, I think Purdue is gonna go May here. We're gonna see a May.
that definitely checks out.
Maybe Sim?
The sim could be strong, but it doesn't leave them the front line. They sort of need to play around with the Zarya if they want to play that.
Yeah.
May might be their best bet.
Yep.
They do ban.
Ram. I think that confirms in my mind they're going to look to play a Zarya comp. So
And it looks like we're probably gonna see Colorado's team on Domina possibly.
Mm.
But Domina's a little slow for this Flashpoint style here. And with a lot of like ways to like there's a lot of ways to get around her shield in Atlas since there's so many of these like little rooms and corridors. So I don't know.
Dawn is definitely just strong right now as well.
This is probably going to force some new comps out of teams here, especially for Colorado Mesa, because we haven't seen what their tank can really do outside of that Ramatra.
I think they might try to go back on the Juno Lucio for supports though, especially if they are going to run that Domina for that extra speed.
I would definitely expect to see them try this Juicio comp again, but it's definitely a hard comp to play because the Juno is really susceptible to getting dove without like a Kiriko or a break to sort of pocket them in these fights. So it's a hard comp to play, but when it works, it really works because it just keeps the tempo of these fights so high.
I'm curious what we're gonna see from Purdue. I know we're probably gonna see the Juno again. But I really liked the Wu Yang pick from Purdue there. I think the Wu Yang was really good at just being able to protect the Juno a little bit, but also like being able to like avoid the dives from like the Reaper.
Mm-hmm. Definitely these comps should give us a new look.
Ready for battle.
Oh, we're seeing a Lucio Kiriko comp here with a Zarya, a Tracer, and a Emre. We're seeing Radiant come out on Winston here, as well as we're seeing the Vendetta come back for this round, and we're seeing an Emre as well on the side of Colorado, and then we're gonna see the Juicio here.
4, 3, 2,
Yeah,
1.
this monkey might be hard to get away with, but
Initial flashpoint.
we will see. It can be really strong without a Vendetta in the mix.
Oh, we're actually seeing Genji here.
And we will see a Lucio mirror here, which is gonna be a big change up. Oh, and they instantly find the Lucio for the Colorado.
Point unlocks in 10 seconds.
Looking to just burn this monkey out. Unfortunately, Purdue is really split.
Flashpoint unlocked.
And the Vendetta just gets so much value on that dive. Maybe they do find the Vendetta. Just trying to keep this Genji up. Just Zarya alone on point right now. Trying to live. Just cannot make it happen though. And it looks like they're gonna reset for Purdue.
And we're seeing Chubby switch onto Reaper here.
Yeah, looking to just sort of get more damage on that Winston. And have a better matchup into the Vendetta. Looks like the Reaper's gonna play around right. Looks like the team is trying to walk through the right. They do find the Vendetta really early. Looking to make something happen on the top right with that TP. And these picks do start coming through for Purdue as they find Lucio. Unfortunately, they just don't have a lot of high control right now, making it difficult for them to clean up this fight. The Vendetta has returned, and Zarya's hard walking up the stairs right now. But it does not work out for Purdue. They might opt to just back away here without any more losses. The Reaper does not find anything, unfortunately. I mean, trades do come through, but they are not in Purdue's favor, unfortunately.
Purdue coming in here with two ults. The Emreal and Kiriko Rush here.
It would be really strong to match this with the rush, probably. If they want to try and play this point. Oh, and the Reaper does fall, unfortunately, as Purdue backs away, leaving him in.
Purdue
They're
loses that
just
point.
going to, yeah, opt to go next after losing point one. Monkey goes really far. He does have Primal, but they could opt to burn him and force it. Grab does connect on the Monkey. Oh, and that Vendetta does find the Kiri, unfortunately. And Purdue might need to just back away again after this.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Good thing though, the point has not unlocked yet, so they don't actually lose any progress for losing that fight. But the Reaper does get picked early, setting them back another fight.
Purdue having to wait for the Reaper here is a little bit devastating.
It definitely is. They should have had a fast fight, but they will start this fight off now, walking through the main. Just looking for somewhere to just send the Zarya Reaper. Oh, and the Reaper gets picked off again early.
Both Emryols come out. If
Lucio at risk of dying here. They find Lucio. With the Zarya alive, this fight is still winnable, but the Vendetta goes deep and finds her.
that Vendetta making things rough here for Purdue.
Definitely. But they do get some late picks in this fight, opening them up to a fast fight if they take it. They swap onto the ball. I like this, because I think the Zarya was struggling a bit. Clam comes out. They're looking for this back.
And Purdue doesn't touch. Oh, does touch.
They do get it. And the Reaper is doing some lifting right now as they try and connect on this Emre. Booped back into the air.
Vendetta falls here to Flaminator.
Purdue's still doing pretty good. Just living. And they kill the monkey. And it finally is a fight win for Purdue.
Purdue trying to force Colorado back here.
Looks like Gary's back in the fight. And for this next fight, all they really have to work around is this Reaper ult. And it comes out early, finds two. And that is a free fight win for Purdue. They're gonna look really deep here, try and get some picks. Maybe finding Emre. Unfortunately, they opt to let him out.
Purdue here with the ult disadvantage coming into this next fight. That we're seeing a swap to Orisa here as well on the side of Colorado.
Yeah, definitely just struggling to mark this ball. They do have mines this fight, which could give them a really strong opening. Vendetta goes on the Reaper, forces the fade. Looks for mines, but can't find anyone. The Orisa is really low and choked though.
Beat is forced here.
Mine comes out. They're trying to burn Samurai, but it's not really working.
Vendetta ult.
Rush on point, their stable is really strong for Purdue, if they can just hold on. Slam connects. Orisa low. Oh, and Colorado does invest a June array. Maybe sealing this fight.
We do get a duplication from Echo on the side of Purdue though.
Wow, and another incredibly long fight, but it just does not go their way. This will be the first point we see Purdue on a ball count from the beginning, and they made that fight a lot closer than it could have been. Looking to pick the Vendetta, maybe? She's in with stickies. Oh, the ball is dangerously low and does get picked pre-fight. Purdue just needs to back out and regroup here.
Purdue's still kind of poking a little bit here. And a nice ball slam there.
The Orisa looking pretty aggressively for this surge. Purdue's really struggling to stable right now. And finally all of them are dead, so they will finally regroup.
Purdue coming in to this next fight with B and almost having mines here. Royal Trickster is switching to Mei here.
Just trying to survive against this Orisa. The wall gives them a lot of utility to work with.
I think their best bet is to trap off either this Vendetta or this Orisa here with that wall.
Oh, definitely. They could do it now. They do wall the Vendetta, and it does work. Just looking to get deeper into point now.
Flaminator going for the touch here. Falls a little low.
Beat comes out. They have a counter beat.
Emrael comes out.
Emre does find Tracer. Big Suzudu does keep them alive. They do invest mines, just trying to hold on at the very end of this.
And we also see Rush come out. But Purdue gets taken out there.
Yeah, that is a brutal 3-0 if you're Purdue. They just really looked like they struggled to get into these fights. They spent a lot of time between fights, just sort of grouping.
I think that Orisa swap was also not good for Purdue there.
No, they definitely found a better answer than Ramatra would have been.
Yeah.
Just sort of allowing them to mark the ball.
I think we might see a ban on this Vendetta here. That Vendetta just kind of walked all over Purdue a little bit.
And they are going to switch tanks here for Purdue.
That's a put Chubby on tank. I believe he's a big fan of Hazard and Ramatra. Oh, Hazard and Sigma. My bad. So we might see a Hazard comp come out, possibly, as Purdue's done a lot better on these sort of high ground oriented maps.
Which I think we're going to see a little bit more of a dive comp from Purdue here coming up.
Yeah, looking at what's left in the map pool with Flashpoint out, there's no more
mirrored maps anymore, so it's going to be something that plays around the positions for them a bit more.
Could be Blizzard World, Eichenwald, Midtown, or Havana, Shambali, or Jibby. The obvious answer in my mind would be Jibby, but I'm not sure if Purdue actually plays that map or not. So we'll see what they pick here.
I do think Shambali Monastery does benefit Ramatra a little bit more, though. Since
yeah, I think
Ramatra,
that's a map.
Ramatra would really struggle with the high ground of Watchpoint Gibraltar unless one of either supports play a cat. That's the only really good way of being able to do that.
That would be a really funny tactic to see them try and employ.
Midtown.
They do pick the Midtown.
Probably going to play around this Sigma then.
Which I think we're going to see Colorado come out on that Domina, though.
It'll be a really interesting matchup, for sure.
Because Domina really thrives on Midtown there.
And just giving you that option
to sort of brawl into the Sigma
very easily.
Banning Kiri here.
That probably means Purdue wants to play a Juno comp, but I'm not positive what they're going to come out on.
This response ban will be interesting. If they know to ban Sigma, it's not protected here, and it hasn't been banned yet, which could be really bad for Purdue.
Yeah, especially if Radiant is going to play that Domina here.
Yeah. We're just going to have to hope that they don't find the Sigma ban.
Yeah.
Oh, and they do find the Sigma ban. We'll see what Purdue tries to do now. They could opt to mirror a Domina.
They definitely could, but I don't know how comfortable Chubby is on Domina.
It looks like he does have 2 hours of it on his profile, so.
And Purdue is going to attack first here.
Switching sides.
Yep.
Actually, no, isn't attack on red.
Is attack on red? I'm pretty sure attack is on red.
And they do switch them back.
Hey, at least I didn't I didn't flip my teams on the overlay. So we're good.
Okay, and then they do ask for R, so we'll probably get into map pretty soon. I wonder what the chances of us seeing a hazard are, although it would be hard to play on this map.
Yeah. But Hazard might do better on once you cap the first point, once you're starting to push. Hazard might do good on that high ground there though, being able
That
to
second-
wall off that tunnel.
That second high ground is just so hard to play through for any team. It's really a strong choke point for defenders. So
I find that third point to be the hardest though.
yeah, definitely. But
I feel like a lot of games don't end up making it all the way to third point.
So
Initiating
I'm
the
biased towards the second point.
I don't know, I kind
We
of
will
just
get a
oh good.
we will get a look at these comps really soon.
Yeah.
Maybe I would expect the Domina mirror. And Shelby does opt to play the Domina.
But we're seeing a Ramatra on the side of Colorado. We're gonna see a Juno Ana on the side of Colorado, as well as a Junkrat and Emre. We're seeing Flaminator on Ash here, Royal Trickster on Venture. And we're also seeing like a mirror for that Juno Ana on the side of Purdue.
Both backlines seem to be a big fan of these Juno comps and also just the same comps. There's a lot of mirroring going on here on the backlines.
5, 4,
Getting through this Junkrat will be pretty annoying, but
attackers
for a
incoming.
Domina, it's not that
Defend
bad.
objective
There's
A.
definitely possible, and the
Well,
Venture can kind of ignore that. Just trying to poke that Junkrat out the corner. Junk coming really low already. Kind of walking up pretty aggressively. Anti-connects on the Ramatra. And the Domina is just walking right in. Getting so much space off of that first fight. Still keeping this up. They do find the Junkrat with a nasty flick. And the Juno. If they can just stable this, they will take the point. Still winning for Purdue, I think. Just looking for this Ramatra on point. Flaminator cleans it up. They do need to watch out for this Emre behind them.
able to get the pick.
Like that. The on-run is back. Off the Junkrat. Interesting 1v1 happening, but it does not go Purdue's favor.
Domino is able to walk in here.
Unfortunately, they're walking this Domina. They do invest a lot into that push to not find anything, giving Purdue a pretty good opportunity here to use maybe this Domino early and get a fight win. This ramp shield goes down, so we're opening up the mid. Ram uses form again, but it's not going to find anything. As they're just struggling to walk through this Domina. The Domino connects to the Juno, but that's not the big Domino you were looking for if you're Purdue.
Emriel comes out on the side of Colorado here. Able to get the Pyro Rat able to pick on Royal Trickster here.
Oh, they do invest that Emery ult, which is a big deal if you're Purdue. This next fight, Purdue will have the better ults. Maybe we'll see something like a Bob opening or a Nano Vendetta.
I do think a
Or
Bob
they
would
could just
help.
turn the corner with Ray. Any of these plans would probably give them a nice opening. Oh, they find the here comes the Rays. Onron resurrects. Playing in the Purdue Ray. Oh, and unfortunately, Purdue falls. Unable to make any progress. Just holding on to this Venture ult and the Nano.
60 seconds remaining.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Colorado Mesa does only have the BAP window to work with though. Leaving Purdue still in advantage. We'll just see what they do with it.
Maybe we'll see a Nano Venture here. See?
Yeah, the Venture goes in early. They Nano the Domino. Gonna walk right through the BAP window. Close to finding someone. So low on Colorado Mesa. They find the Juno. Emery 1.
30 seconds.
Venture all able to get 2.
And that is a quick fight for Purdue finally.
Getting themselves established on point. And also keeping themselves alive in this series.
Objective lost. Stop the game.
Colorado Mesa playing pretty close.
Opting to put their ram on
The
the
low ground.
Someone's sweating.
Venture set up on the right side. Maybe looking for some sort of flank play here. The dig comes out. Does find the honor
Run. And it's just falling apart for them.
Don't touch me.
Shrubby gets
Purdue just needs to
naded.
Get up on this high. Oh, they do have to push the ramp. Maybe they can find more on this backline. Chasing the Ana. Reaper's so one, but they're probably going to opt to reset after that.
I do like this
Looks
cast
like they-
switch here.
I think that the flash has a lot of utility here for Purdue. Probably going to open with this Domino ult. Opting to play off of the low ground, down under. Castle comes from high though. Just burning this ram. He is close to ult though if this fight lasts too long.
Ram does get
Domino
nanoed.
nanoed on the Ana, but does find the Ana, looking for the Bab next. Bab is very one. Does find the Bab. Just Ram does have ult though if he needs to close out the fight, but does not have to use it.
60 seconds remaining.
Going into this next fight, it's gonna be all about how Blue uses this Juno Ray.
It ain't worth much just sitting here. Let's move.
They're turning this corner. Ray comes out.
30 seconds remaining.
The BAP is really low in the back.
Bap window comes out.
So far, Purdue is stable.
Emerald comes
Oh,
out.
and they do find the Juno with the Embryo. ult. Unfortunately, their Ana is low ground as well, so the top is really separated. But they're just barely holding on here if they can get this touch.
Ooh, and the Reaper all comes out.
Dominant barely alive. Looking for the Reaper, but they do see 9, unfortunately.
Score 0-1.
And there's definitely enough progress here for Purdue to
Switching sides.
still hold on to this map.
It will be difficult though.
Initiating match.
I do think the Domino was really good for Purdue, though.
I do think
it just gave them a chance to play these fights at an even level with the Ramatra. We'll see if they opt to play it again on defense. I would expect them to.
Ready
They do
for
choose
battle.
Ramatra on defense, so we're getting closer to a mirror here for Purdue.
We're gonna see a Lucio Ana for Colorado, but I think that's gonna leave their Ana way too wide open here.
It will be difficult for Lana to stay alive on these rotations, especially. But if anything is saving them, is that the only forward pressure Purdue's going to have is this ram form with the ring, because they're off the venture, so they won't be just getting walked on. But Purdue does have a pretty clear win condition here, just live this venture engage and then walk back onto the team with the ring. And also, they can always play around the May wall, just a really strong character on this map.
Flaminator is gonna be really being on Sojourn here is gonna be really good for Purdue too.
Controlling this long angle for them. As the ram looks to get a bit aggressive, not used form yet though.
Radiant
Venture is way in, finds the Juno unfortunately. Their ram is attempting to walk, does get walled off. Emery's on the far right. Purdue just needs to stable here if they can. And Purdue just starts walking away after that. The ram is possibly overextending though. This could open Purdue back up for a way to take this fight. It does look like they're gonna try and touch. Looking for the Vendetta. Very one. Not going to touch though. Just gonna back away. Colorado Mesa's ram is in the fight though. Does go down, but they do lose their entire backline unfortunately. And Shelby just walks out along with Royal Trickster. If you're Purdue, this is getting to be not a great situation, but there are no ults on the board yet. Emery ult coming up soon though. Ben one.
They look around the right. There comes the Emery ult.
That does find the Sojourn, but they trade onto the Vendetta, arguably more important as the fight goes on.
Royal Trickster getting kind of pinned here.
Yep, ram drops to try and save them.
Mayall is popped, but is not able to get anyone. Nano also
Ram is
popped.
so close to his ult. They do find the ram. It is winnable. Sojourn on high, probably gonna get jumped by the Vendetta soon.
Beat
Pop
comes
beat
out.
to try and end it right here.
But they walk off point there, allowing Royal Trickster to contest here.
Yeah, and Shelby is back with the ram ult, chasing down the Lucio. Looking for the Vendetta next. Does get slept. Just needs to stable now. Purdue can definitely hold on. Emery is on the back. They need to be careful with C9 though. And somebody needs to get this Emery out from behind them. They do find it on the Weeyang though.
Royal Trickster gets put to sleep, but they aren't able to make advantage of that though.
That's an important win for Purdue here. Puts them firmly in advantage on ult economy. As they over-invested a bit by Colorado Mesa to try and close it out, you know, beating when it was only 2 and stuff. So we'll see what Purdue opts to do this fight. The point touch does come out. Hopefully we don't see 9. Then the Ray comes out. They're looking to find this backline. They find the Ana. They're gonna ring back the point. Gotta watch this Vendetta ult.
Not able to get anyone.
Just looking to close this out with the Emery and the Lucio. And that is a good fight win for Purdue. Unfortunately dropping a few, but keeps them in the game.
Flaminder's switching back to Cassidy here to just help with this flashbang on the Vendetta here.
Yeah, although they do switch to Reaper right after on Colorado Mesa. You do have to be scared of this Emery ult if you're Purdue. They find the Lucio early. They find the Emery in the ult. Looking to chase this down. If they can find picks here, they can make this ever so closer to the last fight. That is really great for Purdue. The Emery ult is probably their strongest win con if you're Colorado Mesa. And Purdue will have ult advantage going into these last fights now.
Purdue really good at holding their ults here. Unfortunate for Colorado Mesa, using those ults to push that cart and then leaving it behind.
Chubby comes close to falling, but it's not going to happen. Oh, there's Emery on the flank does find the Juno. They use the wooing ult to try and keep this cell going. Ana's down on high. Not able to connect. Chubby with the ult, running down there Ana. Does find the Ana, but will not get any help as the supports are dead.
Nano comes out.
60 seconds remaining.
And Purdue may not have a touch. And that's an unfortunate way
To lose this series.
Purdue fighting really well though.
Definitely put up a legitimate fight in these games.
Of the game.
It was a very exciting series to watch, though, for sure.
Definitely, especially that push game.
The push game was beautiful for Purdue.
But congrats Colorado Mesa Gold. Great job Purdue, great job all, honestly.
Yep.
And we will catch you in the next one. We have Purdue Sigma playing tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Bye.
Thank you so much.